Most people think burnout only happens when life completely falls apart, but that's not actually how it starts. For many people, life still looks normal. You're going to work, you're replying messages, you're showing up for people. From the outside, nothing seems wrong, but internally, something feels heavy. You're tired in a way sleep doesn't fix. You're carrying things you don't even know how to explain. And the strange part is, because you're still functioning, nobody really notices. So, in this chapter of Behind the Veil, I want to talk about 10 quiet habits that help people regain their balance when life starts feeling heavier than it should. These aren't dramatic life changes, they are small shifts that slowly bring you back to yourself. A lot of people carry the pressure to appear composed, even when things are falling apart inside. You answer I'm good automatically, you smile through exhaustion, you downplay what you're dealing with. But constantly pretending everything is okay is exhausting. It creates a gap between what you're experiencing and what you're allowed to express. You don't have to announce your struggles to the whole world, but at least allow one honest space in your life. One friend, one journal, one moment of truth, because bottling everything up doesn't make you stronger. It just makes you lonelier. Your body often notices problems before your mind admits them. You might notice constant fatigue, headaches that keep returning, stomach discomfort, trouble sleeping, irritability over small things. These are not random, they are signals. Your body saying something isn't balanced. Many people ignore these signs because they think they need to push harder, but sometimes what you actually need is rest, adjustment, or support. Your body is not the enemy, it's the first alarm system you have. This one quietly destroys a lot of people's peace. You look around and see people getting married, promoted, buying houses, traveling, building businesses, and suddenly it feels like you're behind. But what we forget is that everyone's circumstances are different. Different backgrounds, different responsibilities, different struggles that aren't visible. Someone might look ahead of you financially but be drowning emotionally. Another person might look successful but be deeply unhappy. Comparison rarely shows the full picture. Your life doesn't need to match someone else's timeline to be meaningful. When life becomes stressful, joy often disappears quietly. Not because it's impossible, but because we stop making room for it. Simple things like taking a slow walk, cooking a meal you enjoy, listening to music without multitasking, sitting in silence for a moment. These aren't luxuries. They are ways the nervous system resets. When life feels heavy, small moments of pleasure help remind your brain that life is still happening now, not just problems waiting to be solved. This doesn't mean avoiding reality, but it does mean being mindful of what constantly surrounds you. Some environments drain people completely. Endless complaining, constant criticism, people who only contact you when they need something. If you spend too much time in spaces that are emotionally heavy, your mind absorbs that energy. Sometimes the healthiest decision is simply limiting exposure. Less arguing, less explaining, less engagement with things that add unnecessary stress. Peace grows when you reduce what disturbs you. Now, the first five things we talked about are mostly internal shifts, but the next five are slightly different. They involve how you deal with other people and the world around you, and honestly, these ones might be the most difficult. This is one of the hardest lessons. Not everyone will understand what you're going through. Some people will minimize your experience. Others may give advice that sounds simple because they've never faced the same circumstances. And occasionally, People disappear when things get complicated. It hurts, but it's also a reminder that not every relationship is built to carry every season of your life. The people who stay supportive without needing perfect explanations are the ones worth holding close. Many people only allow themselves to rest after everything is done, but the truth is, everything is never fully done. There will always be more work, more errands, more responsibilities. If rest is something you only allow after exhaustion, you'll spend most of your life tired. Rest is not laziness, it's maintenance. Your mind needs it, your body needs it, your emotional resilience depends on it. Even machines need downtime to keep functioning. Humans are no different. Sometimes people feel pressure to bounce back quickly, to recover from loss, illness, financial difficulty, or emotional strain as fast as possible, but healing doesn't move in straight lines. Some weeks feel strong, others feel like setbacks. That doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Rebuilding a life, a routine, or your sense of stability takes time. Slow progress is still progress. When life becomes overwhelming, it helps to maintain one stable anchor, something small but consistent. It could be a daily walk, a skincare routine, morning journaling, evening prayer or reflection, cooking your meals. These small routines create a sense of structure. Even when everything else feels uncertain, they remind you that some parts of life are still steady. When you're in a difficult season, it can feel permanent, like life will always feel this heavy. But if you look back over your life, you'll probably notice something interesting. There were times you thought things would never improve, and yet somehow, slowly, circumstances changed. New opportunities appeared, new people entered your life, new strengths developed. Your current chapter matters, but it is not the entire book. There are still pages you haven't turned yet. Life has a way of convincing us that the chapter we are in is the entire story. But if you look back at your own life, you'll probably remember moments when things felt just as uncertain. And somehow, you still found your way forward. Sometimes slowly, sometimes painfully, but you moved. So if life feels heavy right now, maybe the goal isn't to fix everything immediately. Maybe the goal is simply this: stay in the story long enough to see what the next chapter looks like. Because the truth is, you're still writing it.